Okay, hello. This is Emily with Frequency Shift. I have on today
Denis,
Max and a special guest, Isaiah Gayton.
hello there.
Did I pronounce that right? It's Gayton. Gayton.
Yeah, the needs.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a local trumpet player in Tampa, based in Tampa. I'm a lead trumpet player, and soloist of the Jalen Band. We're a blues group, and I'm also the assistant music director at Chewy's Jazz Lounge.
Awesome, awesome. And we will talk a little bit more about that. First, I wanted to say though, how is your morning been?
Pretty good. Woke up, warm up on my trumpet. Now I'm here.
Awesome.
Nice.
What about you two?
Pretty standard. Get my coffee, little breakfast sandwich. Came over here.
Yeah, like you said, pretty standard, but I forgot something at home, so I had to return. Basically, that's one of the worst things. I hate when it says you're always at a yeah, and you gotta go back home. So I had to do that, but
Especially, you're coming over here to Ybor and it's like there's traffic usually. You're halfway through traffic. You got to go home and come back.
Dude, I heard to pay OCD. So, like that comes with like you walk into a room and I completely forgetting everything, right? And every single time I leave my house, it is like almost tradition that I forget something.
Yeah.
And I have to come back. Or and on top of that, I'll leave the house and always be like, did I lock the door? Every time.
It's funny you say that because as a mechanic, every single time that I go into the shop to look for a tool, every time I forget what tool it is. And I have to like go back out there, figure out what it was I was working on, So that's just how it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, we are going to go into a quick break, and then we're going to talk more about Isaiah Guyton and the Chewy Lounge. Chewy's Lounge?
Chewy's Lounge.
Okay.
huh? What?
Hello, hello, hello. This is Frequency Shift, and we are back with Isaiah Dighton, and we're here to talk about the Chewy's Lounge. So tell us a little bit about what that is.
So Chewy's Lounge is it's a newly open jazz lounge. We had our grand opening right around New Year's, and we basically are mainly music focused. Of course, you can have your bar, you have the bar, of course, and you can buy cigars over there. But our main focus is to have um, professional and um top quality music over there. So we have not just jazz, which is the cool part. We have jazz, we have R&B nights, we have our blues nights, we have sometimes we have our New Orleans nights with certain bands, and of course we're trying to open up to have our reggae nights as well.
Wow, that's
So
cool.
we're gonna have all types of music over there. Definitely check it out.
Awesome.
Those are Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Now, I've been noticing you say we. What's about that? What role do you play in the Chewy's Lounge? What have you?
So I am the assistant music director over there.
Awesome.
So I help manage the music with my partner Chewy, who of course is the name brand of
Right.
Lounge.
Okay.
He's the other music director. He handles the equipment and every other aspect of the music. Of course. Then we have the owner of the place, who basically is one of the managers, Stuart. Um, and him and his wife manage the building, of course. Um, and we partnered up with who was the original people who were of that building, Tampa Cigar. So we partnered with them to basically merge the two together, make it a lounge.
Awesome.
What kind of musical experience are you trying to create for people who rock into the lounge?
So the type of experience we're trying to create is mainly sophisticated, very high class. We have a dress code. Everyone
Wow.
like suits and hats, no baseball caps, no like slippers.
Are we gonna be allowing? I mean, both.
Even there for the dress.
Just noticed y'all have like the matching trucker hats today. What is up with that?
Vival? Yeah, I'm in this one now. I'm having a bad hair day. Yeah,
Hey, that if Josh walks in, he's walk in wearing one of them trucker hats. Oh,
so funny. Hilarious.
Yeah, it would.
I'm glad I didn't wear one today. I own one, but
That would have been freaky. Must after all just be Sarah Brown.
Chewy's Lounge. No, that's awesome.
Would you say that Chewy's Lounge is something different to the music scene of
Yes.
Tampa?
Yes. So we're trying to raise the standard of type of music that people listen to. Of course, especially in the Tampa Bay area. Most of Tampa is very known for their jazz groups. And of course, all the cigar lounges that are over here. All the jazz jam sessions, and of course, so we're trying to up that level of quality that the people deserve. You know what I mean?
Right.
People want to hear good music, so we're just trying to elevate that for the standard of this area.
I love that because it's like I feel like maybe I'm not very tapped into like the scene, but I feel like a lot of new places, um, like you guys opening Chewy's Lounge really like will give a home for more musicians, and I haven't seen that community much being supported in Tampa, so it's great to hear that we have a new third home per se, uh, or third place, whatever you call it, where artists and musicians alike could come and just enjoy a nice show and enjoy quality music.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
Yeah, and that's one of our mottos is a place built by musicians for musicians.
Awesome.
That's the main focus for us. Make sure the musicians have a good time and the people get to enjoy the fruits of our labor at that place.
Right.
Yeah. So, and speaking of, right, because I know you said Tampa, and over here in Ybor, we have lots and lots of music venues. So I wanted to ask you, assuming hypothetically that I lived right here or right down the road, how local would you call Chewy's to Ybor?
Chewy's is, I mean, from Ybor, it's like 10 minutes. It's heading right down the street,
Awesome.
it's right on Amania Street. So, I mean, anybody can come by. It's open from the morning till midnight. So, I mean, cigars, you can get your cigars, you can get your drinks, you know, and of course we have, all the equipment there. If any musicians want to just play up there, of course, just ask the owner. And you feel free to play the baby grand piano over there, you know what I mean?
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And what would you say, how would you compare or contrast Chewy's Lounge to other local music venues? Would you say that you're competing with these venues or not really?
Um, I wouldn't say much of competition. I'm not very much a competition person, but
Right.
I feel it's more of what the musicians deserve.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I would like to give the musicians the best type of place where they can be comfortable and feel that they are very much appreciated in the scene. As I won't say any names, but I know there's some venues where they barely give them any space, and like the tables fill up most of the spaces where musicians can barely play when set up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? People aren't really paying attention to the musicians in the first place. They're just background music. Or if so, that if they do have musicians play, they you can hear them, but once again, they're not focused. They're background music, and they're not very much as appreciated as I know musicians put in the hard work that we would like to give the world as opposed to music and high quality.
Right. I say you've lived in California, North Carolina, and now Tampa, right?
Yes.
How did each place shape your sound and identity as a musician?
So of course, it's a good question. When I was in California, of course, my grandparents, they brought me to a lot of places to listen to music, and of course,
Was it LA or
it was San Diego. San Diego. So of course the beach is like right down the road and whatnot. And of course, being from my heritage, I'm Mexican and Filipino. So of course we had a lot of great music, a lot of great mariachi
Right.
bands, a lot of great trumpet players, and of course great jazz over there. So at the time, that's all I listened to, nothing else.
Ah, that's cool.
Yeah. So when after I moved from California to North Carolina, um, I didn't really stay in North Carolina much, so I was there for maybe like a year or two just to get by. And of course, I didn't really focus on music at that point. Then when I went to Florida, that's when I started hearing everything and was like, all right, I think I want to do this for a living.
That's when you found your purpose, right?
Yes, I mainly live in Florida.
So, would you say that was a defining moment for you, moving here to Florida?
Yes, yes. Especially since this is where I built my name. And where all my friends really live. Um, I, of course, lived here most of my life, and where I really grew the love of music for myself is in here, Florida.
Right. And now, I'm sure that you've heard Miles Davis, right?
Of course.
Right. How would you describe his music and his style?
His music is he very much changed the genre of jazz. He implemented a lot of things that really define the different types of styles that we as musicians do today. Of course, that's including the other greats like Bird and all of them and Dizzy, who really changed jazz and music in general. But Miles was, no pun intended, a milestone in music.
Right, right. He was something else, right?
He was. He was.
So, how long have you lived in Florida?
Let me see. For almost a decade. I say about 18
Oh,
years. Yeah.
so that's definitely not like you just got here.
Yeah, you've been
Here. How about California? Have you lived in Florida longer than you've lived in California, or?
I have. I live, of course, North Carolina took about half of that. As for my age, I'm very young. Um,
How old are you, by the way?
Take a guess.
25?
No,
Younger?
I play this game with everybody. So anyway, the highest I've got was 35. Somebody said 30. They know what you are. Yeah.
Well, you look mature, but you also look young, you know. So
I'm 20 years old. I'm 21 in July.
Wow.
Yeah, so I can't even drink.
you're a virtual.
I could actually see you as a vampire. You got that head going on. You got the, the
You're a Latino thing. We always look
Young, we're younger than we do.
Oh, you look older actually.
Oh yeah, when I've done gigs, I've actually gotten hit on by women that are a lot older than me, which is hilarious.
Doesn't sound that bad.
It's not. I mean, I don't want to.
Does anybody ever guess younger?
Younger? I have always gotten older. There's like the youngest I've people guess once again, like he said, 25, 24. I've never gotten 20.
That's funny. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Somebody thought I was 17 the other day.
It's crazy. Isaiah, that's what's really crazy and like inspiring to hear. That at your age you've accomplished so much. From assistant music director, correct? I just want to make sure I get the role correct. At a opening, like a very fresh business that is kind of building. Would you say so? It's Temple Cigar, right?
Tampa Cigar, but Chewy's Lounge, yeah.
Okay,
All
so
together.
it's just like a merge type of situation. I'm kind of deriving, but I'll get back to my point.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we kind of merged it together. Tampa Cigar existed before Chewy's Lounge, and we just partners and merged the building together and just built on that.
So like Adult Swim, where it becomes Chewy's Lounge at a certain time.
It kind of became over time. It was like it was a sign. It said Tampa Cigar.
Oh yeah.
And then over time, as we were building and rebuilding, then we plastered. We just put Chewy's Lounge on top of that.
I just mean though, is it like, Chewy's Lounge at 2, so and so at 1, or is it more like left half Chewy's Lounge, right half?
So it's just Chewy's Lounge.
Okay,
Right.
I see.
Yeah, and we of course have our cigar section, and that's Tampa
Right.
stuff. But it's Chewy's Lounge as a whole.
I see. So they got downsized, a little booth in the corner.
I would say more like implemented.
Yeah. I am messing around. That's awesome. And cigars have such a cultural impact here in Ybor. I mean, that's like half of our lore.
Oh yeah, like and cigars. Yeah, chickens and cigars. Right. You can't get away from both here. Right.
We get chicken there or no?
Yeah, we do get chickens walking around a little.
No, I mean, like, can you order chicken at Chewy's Lounge or no?
No, not.
And so you only half of Ybor.
Yes.
Do they serve any food at all?
Yeah, we serve some food.
Okay.
Not. We're not gonna serve. At least to my knowledge, serve like dining food just yet. Of course, since we're still building, we're trying to get everything settled and we're comfortable. We'll see where we go from there.
Right. Right. Have you ever had a moment where you thought about quitting, and what keeps you going in music? Because music is a very hard industry.
I agree. Yes, it is. It can be hard for sure. What kept me going really is, of course, the love for playing music and my instrument. You know, as very typical, very stereotypical. If I'm down, if I feel sad, I'll pick up the trumpet. If I'm happy, play the trumpet. If I'm angry, I'm gonna play the trumpet. So that kind of love really kept me going. And of course, being able to say it's my job. Not many musicians are able to say that too. Just to be able to have that is something that very impacted me and makes me very grateful for that. And one final thing is, of course, my grandmother. She bought my trumpet, the one that I play on to these gigs every day. When I was in high school, she made it as a prank. and put the trumpet in a ceiling fan box and was like, "All right, here's your birthday gift." I was like, "Oh my gosh, a ceiling fan!" Of course, you don't want to break their hearts. Just like, "All right, oh, thank you." Of course, when I opened it, that's when I smiled and gleed for joy because,
You really wanted a trumpet at that moment, right?
oh yeah, I was especially a very high quality trumpet. I was looking for, everyone's playing on student models, so and I wanted to get serious at that point, so
Wow.
I knew right then and there.
That's really nice.
That's pretty funny. I bet trumpets and ceiling fans are probably both pretty expensive. I mean, I don't know. I'm not up on the ceiling fan market or anything. I know trumpets are expensive.
Oh yeah, they're expensive for sure.
The other day I saw a microphone, a neon microphone. $3,000. Wow. That's a recording microphone. I'm like,
They call the cameras around here cheap, and they're like $3,000 to $5,000.
Insane. I'm gonna have to search for a year to buy.
Couple years. Wow.
Which is great. I think we gotta go to a commercial break.
Yeah, we could go on to commercial break.
What if you give me some of that?
Some more of this. Okay. We are going to be right back, everybody.
welcome back to Frequency Shift. My name is Denis here with our special guest, Zay.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, bro? I wanted to cover this segment about your band, right?
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what your role is in it and, how you guys started out and, everything about it. Tell us.
Okay, sick. So, the band I tour with is the Shaylin band,
Mm-hmm.
and in that band, I'm the lead and the soloist trumpet player in that band. So, um, I lead the horn section while I also, take some solos here and there. Um, I got started by actually social media. Um, I during a time being I just started going to HEC and I did hot band for like a semester. I was doing marching band. That was fun as well. And on my social media page, both Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, I would just post me playing and practicing whatever I can, get my name out there as every musician should. And I just so happened to get stumbled upon by the band leader of the Shaylin band, Tim Mulberry, who I love to death and would die for. Um, he's also the producer of our music. And he contacted me and through Facebook, seeing my stuff, and he basically gave me the dates. He's like, "Hey, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to New York. We have these tour dates and all these gigs. We would love to have you on." You know what I mean? So, of course, after getting that message, he was like, "All right, do you know any horn players, any partners that you would have?" And I thought of my good friend Moses Maldonado that I just met that semester
Mm.
in the stage band, jazz band. Um, and it was very sudden for him too because we just met, and so it was a very hard, not hard question, but very you had to think about it because it's a commitment. So I asked him, and I was like, "Hey, how would you feel about touring with this band full time? I just met you, but I mean, we need a trombone player." He's like, "Yeah." So I picked him up. We went to the studio. Tim gave us the music. We sight read it. We go ahead and read it. Um, and from there, we had a great time even after playing the music. Just talking to each other and our goals and stuff. Um, and from on there, I haven't left, and I've been with them ever since.
That's awesome. So you said New York. Was that your first time going on tour?
That was actually, I think we had a 2-week tour run, and that was my first time actually going anywhere other than the places I've been at, Florida, North
Right. So
Carolina.
you haven't really road trip before.
Yeah, never.
So I guess the big question for me would be, did you have any like big commitments you had to like drop to be able to go do that? I mean, not everybody can just like pack up and leave for New York. I mean, stop feeding your cat for a couple days.
Well, luckily, I live with my family, of course, as it's not wise to really move at my age. So my family took care of the stuff at the house, but I will say I tried to do college and tour at the same time, which didn't work. So I actually did have to stop going to class and drop out. Stop, which was very sad for me a little bit because I did like doing hot band and marching band. I miss that still, but nothing beats playing to get paid.
Absolutely.
And hanging out with good people.
And I would say that college, especially for an upcoming artist, is mostly like so you can find your career one day. So if you see a career opportunity, you would like your college, you drop out. That's the point.
We're not condoning laws be fair and
We're not even promoting that. That is cool. The one playing on, how was that?
This is Ybor. This is Ybor HCC. I know all you guys listening, if you go here, you're 99% likely you're an artist. You're not a cop. I mean, you have a couple. Dude, we have the police academy. There are a couple cops here. Most of you guys are artists, so career opportunities for artists are few and far between. So I mean, I'm not saying drop out, but like I'm saying drop out, yeah.
If you get an opportunity, so we don't.
Get the opportunity to get a career opportunity to make art your job. Take it.
I say actually, and sometimes like such like a lot of people dream to be in that position, and it's just wonderful to be able to make a living out of something that you love. It doesn't feel like a job. Right?
There you go. There's a saying, if you find a job you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
That's so true, and that takes me to another question. Can musicians these days make a living
Yes.
from music? Because music has changed completely. Before, the model was to have a record label who would produce your records and promote it.
Yeah.
But now it's all different. Now you have DistroKid and upload your music to all music platforms and all of that. So, what is your perspective about that?
So I will say it is possible. It really depends on which way you do it and how patient you are. So of course, yeah, you can go ahead, do a record label, sign for that. You could also do cruise ships, take your local gigs that are consistent work. I know a couple musicians who just play at lounges and they make a living off that and pay their bills. I know actually I have a couple friends who are going cruise ships and do contracts and all that. And of course, then there's touring musicians. I will say, the old fashioned is always the best. Do everything yourself. Of course, still support yourself if you got like lessons and local gigs, you know, but you can make it as a musician. It's just a matter of what you do to do it. You know
So,
what I mean?
and you mentioned that you also teach some private lessons
I do. Yeah.
alongside with your gigs that you do with music, right?
Yes. Yes. And some of that is, especially as a musician, um, it is necessary if you're up and coming. Of course, when you make it to that point where you don't need to do that, of course, you can just rely on gigs.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say never stop, as that is a good way to give you consistent money. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to just teach lessons, no matter what skill you are.
Right, right. Is there any other like worlds that you've known other people that you personally like you build your finances the way you have? Do you know like what are some different routes just for the audience listening? Like what can they do? What steps can they take to even build income?
So I would say, of course, first and foremost, get your name out there. Get to know every single person, anybody who is willing to help you. Just good people too. The very one thing that's also unfortunate in the music industry is there's a lot of snakes and a lot of bad people who might not want to see you up there and be able to make a living.
Right.
So just make sure you're with the right people who are willing to work with you and not only just build with you, but also make you great. You know, so that I would say start with that, of course.
And I'm so glad you just said that because Max kind of put this question in my mind a couple minutes ago when he brought up the differences in the way that people like upcoming musicians make money nowadays versus back then. So, would you say that it's better for artists that it's possible for you to do it yourself nowadays versus back, David Bowie, Freddie Mercury's day where you had the traditional, like, you'd go find a big money label, like people with money who are like
Yep.
more powerful than you. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Would you say that it's better for the artist now?
Um, Plain and simply, uh, no. No, because not a lot of record labels, um, are really there. I mean, sure, they'll make you great. They'll get your name out there.
Mm.
But as any musician, for today's standards, I know there's a couple, I won't say any names, um, but there's a couple musicians who left record labels because they just couldn't. They would take your money. They take a lot of your money, of course, because that's because of producing,
Yeah.
hiring the musicians, then of course getting everything set up for you and the traveling expenses. So I guess if you're young, yeah, go ahead if you're really willing to. But if you like need to make a living and you need to pay bills, a record label definitely isn't one. Because they will take a lot of your profit. I would say build your own type of deal. Your own brand is the best because then you're your own boss. You get to manage everything, and you don't really have to worry about anybody else uh, really having a say in your financial situation.
That's awesome, and I really have to say, in my opinion, that that's something that's possible now that really wasn't possible before.
Yeah. It
Right?
really,
Almost not possible.
yeah, a lot of people, it was like the main game, get a record label, and that was like the only way to do it. But
Right.
as you see, a lot of musicians, they hold their own shows. They have their own places where they do their own ticket sales. And of course, they buy a lot of musicians buy their own equipment, like their own line.
Bro.
They buy their own lights. They buy their own like sound equipment.
Yeah.
Everything. So, and I really think that's the best way to do it because not only is it um it's better for you, you get to manage everything, but, I mean, it just looks more professional on your part because you can do anything with that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I wanna step back for 1 second and say, just like, what about jazz? What do you like about jazz that makes that your genre? Versus, I mean, there's 100 genres you can go
Yeah.
into nowadays.
Yeah. I will say, jazz for me, I think it's more like a home. Of course, it's very much, um, expressive for me personally. That jazz and blues is for me. I can express myself in a certain way where, um I can let everything go basically, you know what I mean? Whatever I'm feeling that day, I can put it into my instrument.
Right.
So that's me.
What do you think about AI music? I know that a true
See, you getting after that. It's the topic right now.
musicians, they wait AI music, but I find it very interesting and sometimes helpful.
Yeah.
I'm using Suno right now. I'm on Suno.
You're an enemy now.
And it's incredible. You just can, kind of sing any type of vibe or something or song or whatever, and it actually produces a song in 1 minute or so.
Yeah. I will say if there's one thing I can guarantee. Um, we can't deny that AI music definitely can create good music. We just have to put our egos down. It can. I mean, I don't know what time it was, but for a certain amount of time, maybe still today, the number one music on like Billboard charts, I don't know which one, was an AI song.
Wow.
That was number one. And that's kind of impressive, but also very scary. Well, but I think the one thing about that is the community understands that you just can't beat live music with live musicians. I mean, anybody can play a track, but um, not everybody can make good music themselves.
Right. And actually, you can use it as a tool to create music because if you have some ideas in your mind
Yeah.
and you put it into Suno or any of these, AI creating music apps, it can help you actually probably work a little faster or so.
Yeah, I will say, I guess if you really like if you're just not having any ideas, you want some inspiration, I mean, I I'm me personally, I am opposed 100% on AI, but if that is the way you want to go, I won't stop you, because everyone has their way of, creating and having their upbringing. Just for me personally, I would try and create and collaborate with everyone because um, collaboration is what makes this everything so great about music. You know what I mean? You great out with everybody else.
Would you try and like, okay, so you make a song with AI, right?
Yeah.
Would you try and just make it yourself afterwards? Like you use it as inspiration, but then you just actually make the song yourself. You think that's like all right or
Like
Like you use it for the arrangement.
yeah, of course you take the arrangement of the AI music and then you just produce that. I mean, me personally, because it didn't come from you and from your own personal experiences, I would say no, because you never know. Because of course AI, they take from what exists already, so they
Right.
take what it knows. But if you want to make something where it's unique to you, I would
Mhm.
say don't do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a man versus machine type of thing.
Exactly. John Henry.
John, literally, I was thinking there, Dorham. Um, no, that's great to hear too, because I think that it can be a useful tool, 100%. But in the means of the soul and the heart, which is what I deem art to be as a whole, it shouldn't be something made by technology.
Exactly.
You know, it was never made by technology. Like cavemen were like carving like stick figures on a rock. They didn't use technology. They had machines. You know, it came from them, their soul.
Yeah, what they know, what they
What they know.
And I noticed that you brought your trumpet here today. I think we would like to hear some of that good music.
Okay. All
I
right.
think to play us something on air live. You see, guys, this show should have like a better rating, and their show there has real life musicians playing. Yeah, number one. This is not a commercial break. This is not a commercial break. This is ice.
Right. Turn my ears because it might spike.
Oh, he's go. Right?
Yeah, but
Yeah. I mean, try it. Just try it. All right. So, not
That
mistaken.
was amazing.
If I'm not mistaken, we happen to have a jazz fan hiding in the room amongst us. Would you care to reveal yourself?
Yeah, it's me. Gosh, hi. So,
yes.
who would you say is like your biggest jazz inspiration?
Oh, well, everyone who knows me and knows where my true heart lies, I could say any name, but Maynard Ferguson was the guy.
Okay.
Every typical trumpet player, every screamer trumpet player, any lead trumpet player, is a dream to be a band leader. Maynard Ferguson is mine. Just everything about him I love.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Louis Armstrong?
Louis, I love Armstrong. He was, of course, a pinpoint in jazz, and he really, if anything, he created that powerful, very lyrical sound that every trumpet player hopes and dreams to have, especially with the type of power that he has at that time. Um, it was very changing in the trumpet world, I will say.
Okay. And do you have any upcoming shows that you would like to promote or
Um, Let me see. I do. I have a couple. Actually just got off from a couple festivals. I just played at the Word and South Festival. Actually, Earth, Wind, and Fire was headlining that time. So I was, um, I had a lot of fun playing at that festival. A lot of great people. Of course, all the musicians were there were great. Um, and I can't wait to do it next year. The next coming show that I have is actually going to be in DC next month. So I'll be at
Okay.
Madam's Oregon. So Washington DC.
That's pretty cool. Is there any website that we can like look for to get tickets or?
Yeah, of course. So if you go on the Shaylin Band website, we have our own website. You can buy our CDs there. You can check out all the musicians. Um, and it shows all our next coming gigs for like the month or so. So go ahead and check that out.
Yeah. So whenever we have a guest like you on the show, where we get the opportunity to personally promote you, we like to drag that out a little bit.
Yeah.
The Shaylin Band. How do you spell that?
So it's SHAE LYN.
Okay. And why don't you plug a couple socials real quick? I mean, what are you big on? Instagram?
So we got our Facebook and we got our YouTube, and then
Okay.
of course we got our website on Google. So
Okay.
go ahead and check that out.
But yeah. What's the name for the website? Like how would I search that up if I wanted to find your website, your band's website?
So actually, the cool part is if you just search up the Shaylin Band, it will pretty much be the top one.
Awesome. Okay.
And you'll see it. It'll literally say the Shaylin Band. It'll be the website.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the Chewy's Lounge as well. That's 10 minutes from here if you live right here in Ybor. So it's an awesome place. And yeah, it just again, yeah, I want to do it like an ad read. You know what I mean? Like I want to plug the crap out of you because you're awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, of course, Chewy's Lounge. We have our Instagram, we have our Facebook, and of course, we're very local. You know, if you want to come by, just listen to good music, or just have some cigars or some drinks. You know what I mean? Just come by. We're open, from the morning all the way till midnight.
That's awesome.
On the midnight Chewy's Lounge, I will be attending. It's America's Swinging next. And fish.
You would pick yourself out a suit first.
I gotta lose the hat. Yeah, I gotta lose the hat. We gotta lose the. Bro, get it for do that thing. I'm going for bird shop today. Actually, no, I'm going soup shopping. Misery house. Crazy.
That's the place. That's the place to go. Are you currently working on any album or something?
We actually just finished recording the Shaylin Band, our third album, and that's actually coming out next month, in June. So it's called Chapter 3, the Shaylin Band. It is mainly really blues focused, and just having a great time.
Is it original music or you're actually playing covers?
So it's all original music.
Wow.
All else original.
Yeah, no AI arrangement. No. I would yeah, streaming service wise, could I find your music on Spotify, YouTube? I mean YouTube Music.
Our platforms, you can find it on YouTube.
Okay.
You can find. I think we will release. We released our single "Cruise" on Facebook as like a teaser.
Okay.
But you can go ahead. You can buy the CDs, man.
Oh, that is some beats.
You still have CDs?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. Of course, man. If anything, we have our CDs, and we send them to radios, so you actually hear it on the radio if you're listening to it.
Well, that's
I hear our songs once we release it.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
All right.
So we got a few minutes left here, and there was a point that we touched on a little bit, but I really want to circle back to this and beat it into the ground with our last couple minutes. You know, as a young man, you're a young dude, you're 20,
Yes.
and you are very lucky in that regard.
He has an old soul.
He's straight at it too. He got old taste in music, old suit jacket, old hat. Very flesh though. So listen though, as a young dude, a young adult, artist, you have been lucky to find a career in your art field very quickly. But for the average artist, I just advice. I'm asking for advice. How do you advise other artists to pursue the same thing? Because HCC Ybor, we're packed with artists.
Yeah.
How do you find your way?
How do you find your way? How do you find a job?
So, I guess number one rule really, just be a good person. There's a lot of snakes. If you be a good person, don't be afraid to reach out. Don't be afraid to ask people if they need help. Because that'll make you stand out. And number one rule, you can be the best musician in the world, but if I don't like to hang out with you, I'm not gonna want to call you again.
Right. So right.
If you're
It's all about the energy, right?
Exactly. If you're a good person, I'm gonna want to be with you all the time. So I'm gonna want to call you for the gig.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of
Absolutely.
course.
Be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be a snake.
Yeah, be a snake.
Yeah.
We're right or right.
But I think that is a major issue for artists is turning the art into money.
Yeah, and I will say it is difficult, but it is possible. Just don't make it harder on yourself. That's a lot of musicians, they get discouraged. All these people discouraging them, saying get a real job and all that. If you treat it like a real job, say I'm going to just small things, small details. I'm going to work instead of saying I'm going to gig. say I got work. You know what I mean? People will treat you more seriously if you treat it like a job. A lot of people see it musicians' job as a party job. You know what I mean? Because of back then, still now maybe there's a lot of smoking, a lot of drinking, a lot of musicians. All of course the drugs back then.
Right.
So it was a party profession, but if we just treat it like it's a normal job, um, that's still fun, by the way. Still have fun, but treat it like a job. Take it professionally and serious. I'm sure you can easily make it
Absolutely.
far.
That is a song. Nice. That's it.
And that is, there are two sides to that, right? Where there's the one side of, sometimes even when people know that it is your primary source of income, they still won't take you seriously because of X or Y reason, right? Where they're like, you're not working in the coal mine every day, so you're not, if you're not sweating, you're dirty. Yeah, your hands don't look like this while you're eating lunch. You're just a liberal.
I'm glad you say that because I want to mention them real quick. Yeah, a lot of people see what's on stage, but they don't see what goes off the stage. Exact. Nobody sees us. All the calling venues and whatnot, setting up everything, buying the equipment, setting up the equipment. You know what I mean? Trying to get the people scheduling in works. You know, and there's a lot of stuff that goes behind that.
But the other side to that is that the average person, and this is maybe less so for music, but for all forms of art and music included, they just assume that you don't make money on it, or that it's not your primary source of income. They expect to see you come home in the Burger Mart hat. You know what I mean? They think that you
Have a second.
have a
source of
second
income?
job,
Yeah.
or that you got like a rich wife or a rich husband.
Yeah, I will say, I know a couple professors are just great musicians, who are very phenomenal, but they have another job. Like I know this one guy, he's actually a founder of, I think of he's like a bank teller or something. He's a founder of that, but he also does gigs and on trumpet. You know what I mean? He's phenomenal. Um, so yeah, it is a lot of people do have second source of income, and that's not really a bad thing. Just as long as, don't be afraid to fund, your passion, you know what I mean? I got advice from this Marine trumpet player who I was very fortunate to meet at a short amount of time. I was originally going to be an IT, uh, I was going to go to IT as my main job and then do music as a side. But he told me, why not do music full time, pursue that, and then have IT as your backup, as your side to fund that? And I'm like, at first I was skeptical, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Because music is what I want to do, not IT. Stay in the office, you know what I mean? And I'm very fortunate that I don't have to sit in the office.
Yeah, I think that language that people use against artists, it gets into your head where you kind of automatically think, yeah, I am going into this as a side job. This will be my side passion.
Yeah.
So we do actually have to wrap up because it's that time. So
But it never works. Let me
Yeah.
let me say that. It never works. Like when you have a passion for something, if you do it like on the side, it will never work.
You're right.
It has to be your plan A.
Yes, you have to commit to it.
Yeah.
If you don't commit to it, you'll never make
That's why a lot of people give up.
Exactly.
And yeah, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Isaiah. You've been a wonderful guest.
And thank you to the listeners. Go to Chewy's Lounge. Look
Yeah.
up the music. Look up the Shaylin Band.
Yes.
Go listen to their music. Send this guy money. We want to see.
What, Jail?
He should be opening his mailbox and finding $5 bills stuffed in there.
And get you tickets for the seat on.
Sure, he's got a whiskey glass sitting on a piano in lab. He did drop a couple bucks in.
Buy CDs. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Buy CDs. Yeah, physical media, man.
Yes.
All right, but we got to get out of here.
Let's wrap it up.
Well, guys, we'll take care.